The journey of love, sacrifice, and redemption. Welcome to Life Tells Stories, a channel dedicated to deep, reflective stories that touch your heart and make you think. Today, we bring you the powerful journey of a young boy who, carrying his ailing sister, dared to seek help from a rich man's doorstep. This story is filled with hardship, resilience, and a series of shocking secrets that ultimately bring light into a dark past. Have you ever wondered what drives someone to knock on the door of a stranger, seeking hope where there seems to be none? Stay with us as we unveil this story chapter by chapter. You won't believe what happens behind the doors of wealth and power. If you enjoy our content, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to Life Tells Stories, and click the bell icon so you never miss out on any of our gripping stories. It's time to dive in. The night was bitterly cold, a blanket of frost covering every inch of the quiet city. 12-year-old David, his face etched with determination and worry, carried his frail little sister, Anna, through the desolate streets. Anna was burning with fever, wrapped in a tattered blanket that did little to protect her from the biting wind. David had no choice. He knew Anna's condition was growing worse with every passing minute. Hunger gnawed at his stomach, but his only thought was his sister's survival. He had to find help. And there, atop the hill, stood the mansion of the wealthy Mr. Nicholas Cross, the richest man in the city. To David, it was their last hope. As they approached the mansion, David, trembling from both cold and nerves, knocked on the massive door, knowing it was a long shot but praying for a miracle. The mansion of Mr. Nicholas Cross was imposing, with grand iron gates and tall marble walls that seemed as cold as the winter night. When David knocked, it wasn't Nicholas who answered, but Philip, the stern but kind-eyed butler. Philip had served the Cross family for years, but something about the young boy with his sister in his arms softened his heart. David's voice trembled as he pleaded, "Please, sir, my sister is very sick. We need help." Philip hesitated, torn between the strict household rules and the compassion the scene invoked in his heart. Against all reason and the warnings in his mind, he stepped aside and allowed them in. The warmth of the mansion's foyer embraced David and Anna, a stark contrast to the freezing world they had just left behind. Philip quickly gathered blankets and called for the servants to help. And from above, watching from the staircase, Mr. Cross stared at the children with an unfamiliar emotion stirring in his heart. As Anna was being taken care of by the servants, David stood in the grand hall, overwhelmed by the opulence of the mansion. Soon, Mr. Nicholas Cross descended the staircase, his stern eyes examining David closely. He was about to send the children away when he noticed something that stopped him in his tracks, a pendant around David's neck. It was a gold pendant, engraved with a lily flower. Mr. Cross felt a pang in his chest. That pendant was identical to the one worn by Rebecca, the woman he had loved and lost many years ago. Rebecca had once worked in the mansion, a light in his otherwise sterile world, until she had disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Could it be that these children were connected to her? David explained that the pendant belonged to his mother, Rebecca. Philip's face grew pale as he realized the truth. The boy standing before them might very well be Nicholas Cross's son. As David spoke about his mother's disappearance and the struggles he and Anna had faced, Nicholas felt the weight of long-buried guilt and regret. Mr. Cross was stunned. Rebecca had meant everything to him, but he had never known why she disappeared or what had happened to her. Hearing David's story was like unlocking a door to the past that Nicholas had long kept shut. The realization struck him. He had a responsibility toward these children, a responsibility he could no longer ignore. As the night wore on, word of the children's arrival spread through the mansion. Nicholas's older brother, Jonathan Cross, the true power behind the family's ruthless reputation, heard of the children. Jonathan had been the one to drive Rebecca away all those years ago, fearful that her presence threatened the control he held over his younger brother. Jonathan was not a man to leave loose ends. Upon learning about David and Anna, he knew he had to act. They were a threat to everything he had built. He began to rally his allies within the household, giving orders that hinted at dark intentions. David and Anna had to be dealt with before they exposed the secrets of the Cross family. The mansion, which had seemed a haven, was slowly turning into a place of danger. Not everyone in the mansion was loyal to Jonathan. Mary, a young woman working in a nearby bookstore, had grown up listening to stories about Rebecca. Her mother had been Rebecca's friend, and Mary had always been curious about the circumstances of her disappearance. When Mary heard that 2 children had been taken into the Cross mansion, she knew she had to act. She contacted Raphael, an old man who had known Rebecca well. Together, they uncovered old letters and evidence that pointed to Jonathan's involvement in Rebecca's disappearance. Mary decided she needed to help David and Anna. She made her way to the mansion, determined to reveal the truth and protect the children from Jonathan's growing wrath. Inside the mansion, Philip, the butler, knew he had to act quickly. He had served the Cross family loyally, but he could not ignore the injustice that was about to unfold. He began searching through the old belongings in the mansion and found a set of letters Rebecca had written before she disappeared. In them, she wrote of her fear of Jonathan and her plans to protect her son. Philip showed these letters to Nicholas. The truth was undeniable. David was his son, and Rebecca had been driven away because of Jonathan's greed and cruelty. Nicholas was filled with a mixture of rage and determination. He knew he could no longer stand by while his brother tried to destroy what was left of Rebecca's legacy. Nicholas made a decision. He would protect David and Anna, even if it meant standing against his own family. As tensions reached their peak, Jonathan made his move. He sent men to the east wing of the mansion, where David and Anna were resting, intending to capture them. But Philip was ready. He alerted Nicholas and Mary, and together they orchestrated a daring escape. Philip led David and Anna through a hidden passage in the mansion, a secret way out that only a few knew about. Mary fought alongside Philip, using whatever she could find to fend off Jonathan's men. The confrontation was intense, with gunshots ringing out and the mansion descending into chaos. At this point in the story, we want to hear from you. What would you do if you found out someone you loved was in danger because of dark family secrets? Comment below and let us know. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, a figure appeared at the mansion's door, Rebecca. She had never stopped fighting for her children. She had been hiding all these years, gathering evidence, and waiting for the right moment to return and protect her family. Her sudden appearance stunned everyone, especially Jonathan. Rebecca was a symbol of everything he had tried to suppress. As she stepped into the mansion, she brought with her all the proof needed to expose Jonathan's corruption. The police, alerted by Mary, and the evidence Rebecca had gathered, arrived just in time to stop Jonathan's men. The battle was over. Jonathan, cornered and with nowhere to run, was finally arrested. The family mansion, once a symbol of his power, now witnessed his downfall. With Jonathan gone, the mansion transformed. No longer was it a place of secrets and shadows, but a home filled with warmth and hope. Nicholas, now free from his brother's control, began to build a new life with Rebecca, David, and Anna. He vowed never to let power or wealth come before his family again. David, once a boy who knocked on a stranger's door, now ran through the mansion gardens, laughing with his sister. Anna had recovered, her vitality a sign that the worst was behind them. Mary, who had played a crucial role in bringing the truth to light, was now a close friend of the family, visiting often and sharing in their newfound joy. The sun set on the Cross mansion, but this time it wasn't a sign of darkness. It was the promise of a peaceful night, followed by a brighter dawn. The story of David, Anna, and the Cross family teaches us that love, sacrifice, and the courage to do what's right can overcome even the darkest challenges. Nicholas, who once allowed himself to be controlled by wealth and his brother's ambition, learned that true wealth lies in the love of family. Rebecca, who sacrificed everything to protect her children, showed us the power of a mother's love. And David, with his bravery, became the key to unraveling a dark legacy and bringing light to a broken family. If this story touched your heart, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Here at Life Tells Stories, we believe that no matter how dark the night may seem, there is always a light waiting to guide us home. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. Until next time, remember, there is always light after the darkness. See you in the next story.